All right, I don't want nobody to go nobody go nowhere. We're about to do the chosen few DJ, Mr. Alan King.
My only comment, and I think we'll each maybe make some comments and then open it up to the Q&A. What I can tell you is, and why this may have seemed a little disjointed, was the initial idea of the project was essentially the Frankie Knuckles story. Somehow, some way, it took a left and was kind of, sort of Frankie Knuckles, but more so house music generally in Chicago.
I'm Joe Smooth. We want to keep house music alive.
My name is Greg Loftus. I agree with Alan. As we were watching the show, I kind of expected this to be a Frankie Knuckles story. I really like the way they put it together with all the Chicago house, but I think that should have been a whole other show. I think everyone here was expecting to get the untold story of Frankie Knuckles live. And I thought they were just going to touch on Chicago house music and then maybe jump back to how Frankie, pushed that. But I was actually looking forward to hearing, even maybe finding out some stuff I didn't even know about my friend. And I didn't. I don't think they should have billed it as the Frankie Knuckles story. It should have been the Chicago house story. This is Robert Williams.
I'd like to thank Rhonda and Coco for a lovely little invention.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Coco.
The problem I have is this.
Go ahead, tell them.
Of course, it was labeled Frankie Knuckles, but it also went into the contribution of our other people who contributed to house music. I find it an insult for them not to mention one of the greater architects, Mr. Ron Hardy. So I will be calling them on your behalf. Okay?
Thank you, Mr. Williams.
You're welcome. Now back to Mr. King. Do you have any questions?
Anybody, questions, thoughts for the audience?
My name's Craig Elliott. I'm 43 years old.
Hello, I'm younger than you too.
And a lot of y'all, thank you, Robert, thank you. And a lot of y'all party with it. I was out here doing shit way before I was supposed to. I'm a promoter, I'm a DJ. I just hugged Robert and told him he didn't change my life, he made my life. I want you guys to talk about that. Talk to us who know better, and let's just have a feel-good moment about what you all created, what you gave us, and what changes our life and makes us who we are in Chicago. I love you all. I thank you all. God bless you all.
Our genre of house music is known all around the world. And in case y'all didn't know it, since house music has begun, since we've been doing this, I've been the most controversial figure in it because I don't give a fuck, I tell the truth. What I'm trying to say right now is this. There was a lot in there that was wrong. Okay? A whole lot of editing. They had to put a whole lot of different things together to make this show happen, but a lot of things got lost. Okay, just like Jesse Saunders at the playground. He left me out. Now, come on now. That's the damn club I played at, with the playground. And in 1986, I am the pioneer. I am the first one to take house music to England, excuse me. They did not write that, okay? So it's a lot of blown situations, and I caught that last part what Craig said about us coming together. And only when we come together as a whole and tell our story together as a whole, as we sit down, us, black people, Negroes, we can do this. We can sit down at the table of brotherhood, like Martin Luther King said, and we can take control over what we started and not somebody else started.
So this is for Chicago DJs and producers and some of the dancers out there. we need to stop all this bullshit ass fighting and backstabbing each other and stop worrying about who's a better DJ and I'm better than him and this and that. You know, a few people were on there cutting up again about, well, it's another Frankie Knuckles story and we only gonna get one side of it and all of that. Instead of coming together and understanding, one of us has made it to the point that they wanted to do an unsung. It just so happens, because of that, more than one of us was on this show.
It's important to get history right. That is important. But quite frankly, what is it, 2016? This is the same conversation we've been having since 2006 and 1996 and 1986. And from where I sit, what's more important than the history and getting it exactly right is what are we doing today? And what are we doing going forward? But the most important thing to me right now is figuring out a way to touch these young people with our music. I'm not as senior as you gentlemen are, but when I was young, the music influenced how we thought, how we dressed, how we cut our hair, how we talked to women. All of that was influenced by the music. So, fast forward 25 years later, and you look at the music that's out now, not knocking it, it's different, but our music from our time, it doesn't have the same sway that it had. Our music is powerful because it moves your heart and your soul. So as everybody stands there and says, we got to get the young people involved, that's the $1 million question.
I put it like this, we no longer have a temple. We don't have a temple here in Chicago. One of the reasons, what I mean by that is the playground, the warehouse, Sawyer's, the music box, the power plant, those were temples. Each and every last one of us has a place that we went to that when we were younger, we walked in the door and we were like, oh my God.
People are career people. And excuse me, my name is Derek the Deacon, WHBK in the house spot. Why is it not possible now, today, that we can get all, what, you black, I'm black too, that we cannot get it together now? Bringing up the point that you're saying, the same spot, the same haven, that we could not get a building under some type of 501c3 somewhere without any bullshit, and then we can reenact this ourselves. Now, together, everybody putting $100 together as a conglomerate to invest in one building with the common goal to put that type, to recreate that party again. How come that can't be reconstructed? Now I understand when you say something, you people go off and they think that it's an individual thing, that is the individual's effort to put something together. But as these people right here in this room, $100 a person or $100 a piece can buy a building. That could be a common building for what we all are believing in right now. How come the heads of you can't get together to create that?
I absolutely agree with you. It can be done. It takes money. It takes the right people. It takes relationships. It takes a lot of things. And all I can tell you is I'm personally working on that. The Chosen Few is working on that.
That's right.
We can get it done, and it won't be about us and about the Chosen Few. It's going to be about everybody.
Okay. So what I'm going to say is, brother man, with all that wisdom you got, God has placed it in your hands already. You wasn't supposed to wait for nobody else. You got to look in the mirror and believe that you can do it. Like Robert Williams came from New York, he came to Chicago, and he believed that he could do it. And he opened up clubs. If you believe it, you can achieve it. How about that? And then it'll be more than one club. It ain't got to be owned by the Hot Mix 5 and Chosen Few. When back in the day, we had 20 places to go to. And there wasn't no heads or nothing like that who did it. It was whoever did it, did it. So, D, you can do it, bro. HBK, you the man. You one of the heads if you call yourself one of the heads.
Because this music will end up being what I called period music. It'll be like swing and, you know, Motown, period music. If we don't get these young people into the music and into the scene and appreciate it, otherwise this whole music and this whole scene and these memories that we're talking about is going to die with each and every one of us.
A lot of people are asking me why I don't go out. No matter how intense, not bad talking, but how intense the younger people think the party is today, it doesn't compare. The warehouse was the most intense thing I've ever experienced in my life. Okay, it was the ultimate party, the ultimate sound. Like one of the things they touched on. My mentor is Richard Long. Yes. I started off as a sound engineer first. This man was the best sound designer in the world. Imagine a place like McCormick Place almost, but the sound was so tight that it didn't even bounce off the walls. So imagine taking those skills and being brought to the warehouse and doing a room that's only about 3,000 square feet. So one of the differences is the sound system at the warehouse and back then allowed people to experience music. Today, we only hear music.
So because we did not take the bull by the horns, we took the bull by what happened was somebody else told our story. Now how we expect somebody to get it right if they're going to tell our story? The fact that Joe Smooth was not on Unsung, to me is a nightmare. Because for me, before I came into the scene, I came to a basement party where Joe Smooth was. Right now, because like I said, I tell the damn truth.
Tell it, Polly.
Dude was playing Martin Circus and some other stuff I didn't have. Joe was playing that shit when I walked in. I was like, what the fuck? I'm from the south side. We like slide, slide. That was that shit, okay? Anyway, I want to tell y'all brothers, I love y'all. I'm saying it publicly. You hear me? I didn't say this in the video, I'm telling you publicly. Peace and love.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
It's important to get history right. That is important. But quite frankly, what is it, 2016? This is the same conversation we've been having since 2006 and 1996 and 1986. And from where I sit, what's more important than the history and getting it exactly right is what are we doing today? And what are we doing going forward? But the most important thing to me right now is figuring out a way to touch these young people with our music.